Lots of papers here, lots of things that I want to get to, including in a moment or two's time. I want to tell you about the day after the debate, and for my sins, I watched it a second time and actually got a little bit of a different viewing out of it. I'm not suggesting anyone else is going to do that the next little while, but it was fascinating that when you actually watch it back for the second time, Biden was really bad. Like, I know there was all that interrupting, but Biden was really bad. We'll get to all of that in a second, but getting over, no doubt the fun of it, and we'll get into the American conversation, is Matt Canavan, who's joining us in Claremont right now. We'll explain why he's in that beautiful part of Queensland in a moment. Kiss the ground for us there in real Queensland. Do your best in southeast Queensland as well, Gary Hardgrave, and we kiss the ground that Bronwyn Bishop walks upon at any one point in time. Now, unsurprisingly, we all know that the media is in the tank for Biden. They will do everything they can to try to drag him across the line, and they basically say, as you have seen the whole way through, anything and everything Trump does is a dumpster fire. It's disgraceful. He's breaking all the norms. And they were front and centre, including a bloke who you may recognise from Fox News, who just started a show this week that supposedly was the straight news on another cable channel. He promised no comment. Just the facts, ma'am. He broke that on day 3.
Let's mark this moment. Last night, the president called into question the heart of our democracy, the peaceful transition of power. Is there assurance that it'll happen? Asked to give it, the president declined and openly sowed the seeds of distrust in the outcome.
Seriously? Like, I know I copped it on Media Watch for this last week, but I don't give a shit, right? The media started at 11 and had nowhere else to go. So now they are trying to trump up this idea that if he loses the election, then he'll just be dragged and pulled out of the White House. That's not going to happen, okay? You know and I know it ain't going to happen. If it does happen, I will be first in line to say, come on, Donald, enough. But the idea that the democracy is constantly under threat. Democracy? How is democracy under threat? They're having an election. No one's stopping anyone who can legally vote from voting. That's the threat to democracy. But because Donald Trump is not doing what he is supposed to do, which is he is supposed to be sucking his thumb, because the media, the deep state, the politics, the establishment had played psychological warfare on him from the second he came down that escalator. He wasn't allowed to play their game, let alone disrupt their game. That he wasn't going to sit there and take all the passive-aggressive garbage that Biden was done. And by the way, Biden threw the first punch in that debate. Biden rolls the eyes. Biden's got all these little tricks because he's been doing this for 47 years. He's playing the role of working Joe, who's a millionaire who's been part of the system for 47 years. But God forbid you push back against him. Of course, Trump's to blame then.
President Trump and Joe Biden head-to-head in the most unpresidential debate ever.
Amazing disgrace. The first presidential debate of the season descends into chaos, insult, interruption, and confusion.
As if Biden never said, you're a racist, you're a clown. As if he never interrupted the president. Come on. Now, why would that be the case that the media, of course, is carrying Biden's water? Well, apart from the fact that they hate the orange man, for all the reasons that may be justified or not, they're also going out of their way to make sure that we never criticise the orange man. In fact, this was a bit of research which came out about negative comments across the entire American media in 2016 election. 90% of it was negative about Clinton. Only 15% of it is negative about Biden. Because he's nice Joe. He's normal Joe. He ain't swamp Joe. He's not like Hillary. No, he's just been around longer than Hillary. He was around when he was old news, when Hillary was new news. But what about the day after? As we showed you in the debate, one of the worst lines that Joe Biden had, apart from the packing of the Supreme Court, was the people who are the ones setting streets on fire, they don't really exist. It's that lefty Jedi mind trick.
Antifa's an idea, not an organization.
Oh, you got to be
not
kidding.
malicious.
So, the day after, how did Trump drive his point home? Well, he went to a rally, thousands of people there would cheer him on, and he drove it home hard.
Joe Biden says Antifa is just an idea. Well, ideas don't assault cops, and they don't burn down buildings. Antifa is a domestic terrorist organization.
And then remember when Biden was out there and last night pretending, I am the Democratic Party, I'm the one in charge, I didn't do deals with Bernie or AOC. This is the stuff that he was saying during the debate.
Plans.
So do you support the Green New Deal?
Pardon me?
Do you support that?
No, I don't support the Green New Deal.
You don't? Oh, well, that's a big statement.
I
that
support
means you
the
just lost the radical left.
Number one.
Joe, you
Number
agreed
two.
with Bernie Sanders, who's far left, on the manifesto, we call it. And that gives you socialized medicine.
Look, hey,
Are you saying
I'm not
you
going to
didn't
listen
agree?
to him. The fact of the matter is, I beat Bernie Sanders.
Not by much.
I beat him a whole hell of a lot. There is no manifesto, number
Please let
one.
him.
The party is
and
me.
socialist
right
healthcare.
now, I am
and
the
they're going to
Democratic
dominate
Party.
you, Joe.
I am the Democratic Party. Well, today he had to say, I formed the Democratic platform with Bernie Sanders and I will adhere to the platform. His I am the Democratic Party speech didn't even last 12 hours, let alone 24. And then Biden got confused by a train.
And here comes the train that he tried to make sure didn't continue to run. No, that's the commuter. All right. No, that's what. But folks, look.
Bronwyn, what did you think about the day after, the spin of the day after, and how they tried to define themselves the day after?
Well, it was predictable, wasn't it? It didn't matter what happened. It was going to be Biden that won. But I was so pleased to see Trump start off there attacking the socialists. People laughed at me when I said that the world was full, socialists were taking over. Well, Trump got it quick smart. So I thought he did well.
I could hear your screams when he used the word action.
Indeed I did. Indeed I did. And the other thing was he made the point that he was also debating the moderator. Because the moderator, when Joe Biden said, I forgot the question, the moderator gave him the question. And I thought, this is extraordinary. So then they talk about changing the rules. My way to change the rules, and what the day after shows, get the moderator the hell out of there and let them really slug it out in a proper debate. Not Joe Biden being rescued every time Donald Trump wanted to bring up a big point.
Yeah.
He was just backed off. No, we're going to move on to the next question. So get the hell out of here. No mute button. Let there be a full-on debate.